Hey guys, Buffman Gaming back, bringing you another video, and today for our favorite weapon series, we're going to cover the Kilo 141 or the HK433 build that I was using today in live stream actually. So this is actually surprisingly one of the, in my opinion, one of the better, if not best guns beside the M4 in the game right now. So what I'm going to do is go through this, show you how to build it, the attachments I have on. It's definitely not built as efficient as it could be currently, because I'm going off of what I have it leveled up for in multiplayer right now. And then we'll show you some gameplay in the background for this. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So here we have the final design for the weapon. So again, this is the HK433, and I will link the videos that we did for the conversion series down below for this particular build. So in game today, I was actually using a lightweight suppressor on this, but I did unlock the compensator, and I was playing around with that a little bit. But this particular build, what I think is better is going with the compensator, because it's going to assist with your recoil control, with the cons being ADS speed and aim stability. The barrel I just left for the standard right now, and the laser I also didn't include one. If anything, I might put a tack laser on, but it's not really necessary with this weapon. The ergonomics are pretty good on it. For the sight, I did a standard holographic sight, and that's obviously just precision sight picture. Slight decrease to the ADS speed, but nothing major. And again, this is personal preference, really. Whatever sight you want to use. I personally just like holographics. Now for the stock, I'm using the Singard Arms Sniper Pro. So this is the Pro going to be aiming stability, while the con being aim walking movement speed. So aim walking movement speed. Next up, I go ahead and skip out on the perk, and for the rear grip, I'm using the rubberized grip tape. This is going to assist me with the recoil control, and the con being the aiming stability. That way, it just helps me keep shots on target a little bit more. Another one you could use is the stipple grip tape, and that's going to assist with ADS speed and sprint to fire speed, with the con being aiming stability. So you're kind of getting, you got to kind of pick and choose which one you want, but I kind of want to make this as much as a laser as I can currently, so I'm going to go ahead and use the rear grip tape, or the rubberized grip tape. Now for the ammunition, the rate of fire on this is very fast, so you may opt for a 50 round magazine, possibly even 60 rounds. But I think right now I'm using the standard 30, and I really find that it is okay. It works pretty well. You may need the 50 rounds, though, since it does fire very fast. That 20 extra rounds of the magazine may assist you. Now for the undergrip, again, this is the online multiplayer. The best I have is all the way up to the 203 40mm incendiary. So I don't have the operator, the ranger yet to play with in multiplayer, but I'm using a tactical foregrip just because this one helps me with my aiming stability, and the cons is just aim or movement speed, so we're not taking the bump to the ADS speed with this particular under barrel grip, as well as the commando foregrip. This one may even be better because it does have recoil stabilization as well as aiming stability. So when you compare them, obviously your accuracy goes up, but your control and mobility go down slightly. So again, just playing with what I did today in stream, tactical foregrip is going to be the one that I chose, and I just found the shots, there's like very little recoil, and your shots are right on target. It's basically a laser, but this is the final version of the weapon. And again, the compensator is just going to assist with the recoil control a little more. I was using the lightweight suppressor a lot too, and I really found that there's not much recoil with this particular one as well, and you get the benefit of sound suppression. Now the con for that, obviously this being the lightweight suppressor, the other suppressors you have a bump to your ADS speed, but with the lightweight suppressor you don't. So that's kind of why I choose this one, even though it's not a big hit to the ADS speed. Really anything you can use to mitigate that is going to be beneficial. So the lightweight suppressor for me was just the one I used. I don't have the monolithic unlocked yet, but that's maybe something if you're going for longer range kills. I think you don't really need that unless you're going to be using the 19.8 inch barrel on this for that build, and you get more damage at range. But this is the final design for the HK433 or the Kilo 141 in game. So we did the whole conversion series on this. I covered the HK433C, as well as the HK433 IAR, the basically the MG433 as well, because this is going to be replacing most likely the G36 upcoming. So this is obviously an HK weapon. So we went into all the details on that. Basically, the carbine variant is to come, and there's no announced 433 IAR or MG 433, but because it does take parts, it does take large inspiration from the G36, as well as the HK416. So it's basically a combination of those two weapons, and because the 416 did have a IAR, as we know it as the M27 or the HK27, I think it's called. Sorry about that, I had to think for a second. So the HK27, I know in the U.S. military it was adopted as the M27 IAR. I forgot what the initial name for it was. And then obviously with the G36, there was the MG36 build, so you can actually make this with that. Well, you can make the HK433 MG variant of that by throwing the drum mag on and some other attachments that we did with it there as well. So, as well as in real life, I think this is going to end up taking 300 Blackout. It is going to be able to take the 5.45 as well as 7.62 rounds as well. So there's a couple different variations of this that may be pretty cool if we get more ammo attachments, because right now it's just firing the 5.56. So it would be neat if we got a 300 Blackout or maybe even a 7.62 or a 5.45 variant of the weapon. I think a 7.62 would be pretty interesting, and that would change up the barrel as well, and that would give us basically a completely different gun for the most part. But those are all announced by HK. They haven't been developed yet, or at least they haven't been made public. So right now this is just the standard HK433, nothing special. We just have some minor attachments on this, and it's fun going back and playing with this because I haven't played with it since I initially started playing the game. Obviously, it was the first assault rifle everybody had, and I always thought it was good, but then I started moving on to things like the SCAR and the AK when I got those unlocked. I never went back to it, and today in the live stream, I just decided to select that and go back to it and see how it handled, and I was actually really surprised. It's one of my favorite weapons of the game so far. So I'll leave you guys with the gameplay. Let me know what you think of the Kilo 141 or the HK433 down below. What's your favorite weapon? I want to hear from you. I want to know what weapons you guys are using the most. I know right now the meta still is the M4, but I think this is definitely, along with the MTAR, the TAR 21 is definitely a solid competitor to compete with that for sure. And the good thing is I don't see as many M4s in the game being used currently, so that's good. Maybe people are finally getting bored of that weapon. But the Kilo 141, HK433, definitely a solid choice to play in multiplayer. And again, gameplay is in realism. I love realism lately, and the good thing is, as I say every video, is one-shot headshots. So I'll leave you guys with the gameplay. Hope you enjoy it, and be sure to check out my Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch down in the description below. You can get more information for everything I do. Keep in touch with me over on Twitter and Instagram. Just shoot me a message if you guys have any ideas for weapon builds or anything along those lines. And until next time, Buffner Gaming, out.
Enemies taking the hard point. We are losing ground. Focus. Hard point in the garage. Get ready, we're about to move. Hard point contested. Go, get to the next one. Reload.
Enemy near Main Street.
Enemy's got the hard point.
Take fire!
Hard point contested. The enemy took the hard point.
Enemy movement! Enemy at the laundromat.
Stand by to move. Hard point contested. It's a hard point. Next hard point. Let's go. They've reached the halfway point. Get moving. Taken the hard point.
Enemy.
Ten seconds. Get ready to move. Next hard point. Let's go.
Enemy near
The
Main
enemy
Street.
took the hard point. Cruise missile ready to launch.
Enemy at the cafe. Enemy near Main Street.
Allied counter UAV active. Hard point contested. Okay, hard point's moving.
Enemy near Main Street.
We've taken the hard point.
Enemy at the trench.
Allied counter UAV active. Get ready, we're about to move. Hard point contested. Enemies taking the hard point. Next hard point. Let's go. Enemies taking the hard point. Got a VTOL on station, ready to deploy. Allied precision airstrike incoming. Beware.
First 132 on station. Standing by.
Hard point contested. We've got the hard point.
Low on ammo.
Hard point contested. Enemies taking the hard point. Get ready, we're about to move.
Grenade out!
Enemy at the garage.
Fight forward is yours. Next hard point. Let's go.
We're losing system.
Location secured. Hard point contested. Cover gunner ready. Enemies taking the hard point.
Thunder 1-3 is with the AO.
Allied UAV overhead. Hard point secured. Enemies taking the hard point.
Enemy at the laundromat. Connected.
Get ready, we're about to move. Taking the hard point. Enemy close strike. Take cover.
Clear them out.
Go. Get to the next one.
One KIA. That's a kill.
Contested. Stand by to move. Enemy's taking the hard point. Go, get to the next one. The objective is lost. We are not.